The Loose Women anchor says the news came out of the blue. Kaye Adams has broken her silence on the chaos at Loose Women and admitted she has had sleepless nights over the cuts to the show's airtime. ITV announced dramatic changes to their daytime TV schedule last month, axing more than 220 jobs and making cuts to shows including Loose Women and Lorraine. Speaking on her podcast How to Be 60, Kaye said she felt as though the rug had been pulled from underneath her. Kaye, 62, confessed, "It did come out of the blue. I didn't anticipate it, which is probably stupid in retrospect. You get into a sort of rhythm of life. I had a couple of sleepless nights, I have to say, because it's just like the rug's been pulled from under your feet. What has been familiar?" Under the changes, Loose Women will be slashed and will be on air for 30 instead of 52 weeks. Lorraine Kelly's morning show will also be cut to 30 weeks, and will reduce from an hour to 30 minutes. Kaye, who is one of Loose Women's main anchors, said, "It's going to have an impact. Lots of people will lose their jobs completely, which is terrible. It's a huge change. But I gave myself a talking to and I listened to my own advice for once. Change is hard, but it can be good. The past is a trap, don't fear the future. I'm telling myself all these things. And maybe this is the nudge that I needed to make some changes in my life and I'll just have to go with it." It has been rumored that the pool of Loose Women panelists will be reduced as part of the cutbacks, which will be introduced from January. So far none of the hosts, including big-name stars Ruth Langsford, 65, Denise Welch, 67, Colleen Nolan, 60, and Nadia Sawalha, 60, know if their livelihoods are at stake. It is not yet known whether younger panelists, such as former Love Island contestant Olivia Attwood, 34, and influencer G.K. Barry, 25, will be favored over veteran stars including Janet Street Porter, 78, and Jane Moore, 63. Kaye, 62, who joined the Loose Women panel from its first series in 1999, said, "It's well documented, of course. They're having to make cuts and it will affect Loose Women, and to be perfectly honest, we have no idea at this point what is going to happen." The popular presenter revealed that she has been planning to downsize from the family home she shares in Glasgow with her husband, tennis coach Ian Campbell, since their two daughters Charlie, 22, and Bonnie, 18, moved out. She said the Loose Women changes might give her the opportunity to concentrate on the move. Speaking on the midweek catch-up episode of How to Be 60, out today, she told co-host Karen McKenzie, "I've been going on and on. I'm going to downsize and make changes to my house. Maybe it's going to give me a bit of time to focus on that and really spend some time on it. Funnily enough, I agreed ages ago to do this program where they get people like me who are ready to get rid of big bits of furniture and downsize, and they take them to an auction house and they sell them off and they film it. They asked me to earmark bits of furniture and different things that I was prepared to get rid of, and so I agreed at the time, because I thought this is going to give me the impetus to really get going on the downsizing." Kaye joked that she hadn't yet told her husband, "They're coming with a truck and I haven't told Ian. For the last week I keep going to start the conversation with him. By the way, there's a film crew coming and I've told them that they can have that sideboard, the chair, the desk. I haven't told him yet. But if I didn't tell him and he came back tomorrow night, he wouldn't notice. He might if the sofa was gone or the television, but that's about it." Kaye set up the How to Be 60 podcast 3 years ago with friend and former BBC colleague Karen McKenzie. The weekly podcast features interviews with big-name guests including Alan Cumming, Michelle Collins, and Shane Ritchie, as well as conversations about how the guests view and approach the Big 6-0. The midweek catch-up episode features chat and banter between the two co-hosts as well as reflections on their lives. Kaye, who also presents a daily show on BBC Radio Scotland, added that she was now trying to put a positive spin on the Loose Women cutbacks, rather than worry about them. She said, "So, all change. It's good for us. I'm going to embrace it." Kaye is the third Loose Women panelist to break cover and speak out about the impact of the cuts. Last month panelist Nadia Sawalha choked back tears as she said, "What's been brutal, absolutely brutal, over the last week, honestly, I feel tearful about it, is that hundreds of people are going to be made redundant out of the blue. These are all the people behind the scenes that support us in every way." And Sun columnist Jane Moore hit out at the snooty reaction to the announcement of the cuts.